Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for joining me once again here on Talkin Fight as we recap the news and headlines, courtesy of our friends over boxing247.com. We have some results from the weekend. A bout called Winter Mayhem took place in a place called Cheswick, Pennsylvania, at the Pittsburgh Shrine Center. Philadelphia super featherweight Avery Sparrow, who was 11-4 knockouts, upset local favorite Matt Sweetchild Conway, who's 20-3 with 9 knockouts. And that took place this past Saturday night. He registered a 10th round technical knockout for the vacant International Boxing Association, that's the IBA, super featherweight and Pennsylvania state title. Winter Mayhem, presented by Gianta Management, was streamed live on Facebook. Pretty rare that you see that, but that's good news for the boxing community. The scheduled 12-round main event was an old-fashioned battle of cross-state rivals, Philly's Sparrow and Pittsburgh's Conway. Sparrow came out taking advantage of his considerable length advantage, jabbing effectively to rack up points round by round. Sparrow caught Conway with left hooks in the second half of the fight, hurting him in the 10th round. Once Conway was sent backwards into the ropes, Sparrow blasted him with 10 unanswered punches until referee Chris Ruskus waved off the fight. And by that point, Sparrow led in scoring, going to the 10th by scores of 89, 82, 88, 83, 87, 84. Elsewhere, speaking of the USA, we see that Tyler Tomlin is going up against Charlie Serrano at the Winfield Dunn Center. That's going to take place at the Austin Peay University in Clarksville, USA. Undefeated lightweight prospect Tyler Short Hughes Tomlin, who's 12-0 with 8 knockouts out of Cheatham County, Tennessee, is taking his upcoming bout on February 5th against Charlie Serrano, who's 16-6-2 with 5 knockouts. He's fighting out of Tampa extremely seriously, as he's been getting work with undefeated rising star Andre Cortez, who's 16-0 with 9 knockouts. It was an honor to have Andres and his team travel out here and help me for the biggest fight of my career, he said. Andre Cortez is one of the best fighters in the world, and I needed the best possible work. So I made sure that I brought Andres to camp to prep me. It's great. You have to do what others won't. Tyler, who will be fighting in front of a packed house on February 5th, will look to entertain his fans nearby Clarksville, Tennessee, as Tomlin is ready to send them home happy with a knockout victory. Elsewhere, taking place in Russia, Jorge Linares is going up against Zaur Abdullayev. 3-time champion Jorge Linares, who's 47-6 with 29 knockouts, will face Russian Zaur Abdullayev, who's 14-1 with 8 knockouts, on February 22nd in a match for the World Boxing Council lightweight silver title, which will also be eliminatory at the RCC Boxing Academy, to be held in Ekaterinburg. I said that right. Ekaterinburg in Russia. The winner between Linares and Abdullayev will also be in an excellent position to face champion Devin Haney, who is expected to face Australian George Kambosos soon in a fight for all 135-pound crowns. Linares, who was a featherweight, super featherweight, and lightweight champion, is ranked 6th in the WBC, and Abdullayev is 4th. The 36-year-old Venezuelan has recently lost an entertaining fight against Devin Haney. For his part, Abdullayev defeated former Montenegrin champion John Talkin by decision in his last fight. We'll have to stay tuned there. Mauricio Lara faces Emilio Sanchez in San Diego, California on March 5th. Mauricio Lara returns to action against Emilio Sanchez at the Pancheca Arena, San Diego, in California on March 5th, to be shown live worldwide on DAZN. Lara, who's 23-2-1 with 60 knockouts, makes a welcome return to the ring following his nasty cut in his rematch with Josh Warrington. The Mexican traveled to Yorkshire in September to take on the Leeds man in Headingley Stadium in a rematch, having stunned the boxing world by stopping the former world ruler in the 9th round of their clash in February in London. The rematch was heating up before an accidental head clash in the 2nd round with Lara, which left Lara with a nasty gash over his left eye, and the contest had to be waved off. The 23-year-old has healed up and will look to get back into the mix for major bouts and world title action at featherweight. And the first man in the way of his path to the top is Sanchez, who's 19-1 with 12 knockouts. The 27-year-old Californian will be looking to provide an upset of his own in the biggest fight of his 8-year career to date, with Sanchez fighting over 10 rounds for the second time in his career and entering the fight on the back of his 12th knockout win back in May over the experienced Christian Esquivel. The stacked card and support the trilogy clash between Estrada and Chocolatio, with the focus on Eddie Hearn's bright young talents, the next exciting debutante. Among the fighters, Angel Ferreiro is going up against Juan de Burgos. Diego Panchez going up against Jen Plana. Mark Castro has yet to be announced who will be facing, as will also Anthony Herrera and debutant Sky Nicholson. Other fights to announce: Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson, potential unification bout happening April 30th. Is that going to happen or not? We don't know, but there's some news. The teams of super featherweight champions Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson are in advanced negotiations to reach an agreement for a unification fight at 130 pounds, possibly for April 30th in Las Vegas, journalist Dan Raphael reports. Valdez holds WBC super featherweight title, while Stevenson holds the WBO. Oscar, who's 31, is trained by Eddie Reynoso, captured the title by defeating punchman Miguel Berchelt with a stunning 10-round knockout victory on February 20th. In his most recent fight, he had some difficulty defeating tough Brazilian fighter Robson Concerto, who's 16-1 with 8 knockouts by unanimous decision. The 24-year-old Stevenson, who's 17-0 with 9 knockouts, and the 2016 Olympic silver medalist, outclassed Jamel Herring with his speed and skill to win the WBO round. In signing news, we see that 2-0 Amy Andrew is signed with Kynoch Boxing. Amy enjoyed an excellent amateur career with an English national champion. She's now a proud record 2-0 and is looking to get herself into the title mix in 2022. And Kynoch Boxing says they'll make that happen. Stay tuned there, says Kynoch. 6 Kynoch Boxing fighters feature in London's Tower Tussle on March 5th. Fight Academy have fantastic promotion lined up for the Tower Hotel in London on Friday, 4th of March. No fewer than 6 stars from the Kynoch Boxing stable will be in action. Nathan Mazon, James Hawley, Harry Mullins, Johanna Wunyu, Louise Orton, and Dee Allen will all be making a show that night, and they're calling it the Tower Tussle again. Stay tuned on that one. Friday, March 4th, taking place. Elsewhere, we see that MTK Global is delighted to announce the signing of unbeaten super flyweight rising star Jordan Perkis. Perkis, who's 2-0 with 1 knockout, has won both of his professional bouts since making his debut in September, including a stoppage win in Kazakhstan in December. The Essex fighter also had a lot of success as an amateur, winning the Henning Box Cup twice, the Celtic Box, and the Senior Development Championships. Perkis now looks set to achieve big things after teaming up with MTK Global, and the 26-year-old is certain that there will be plenty of success. He says, "I'm delighted to be signed by MTK Global, and it's what I've wanted ever since I was an amateur, and more importantly, a professional. I'm overwhelmed I have the opportunity to join the biggest force in boxing. I'm pleased with what I've achieved so far and look forward to the future. My coaches and I have got a goal and a plan for a professional game, which will benefit myself, them, and MTK." Well, there you have it, boxing fans. All the news fit to print today. Thank you for joining me. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you again at 4 p.m. this afternoon with Michael at 4 on Knuckle Up, where we feature one of the Team GP's rising stars who's now turning professional. We expect anytime. Maybe Michael will have news on. Anyway, we'll see you later on. Thanks for joining me.